Hi, Rob from At Home with Rob and Tim, and today we want to give you an update on what we're doing with the gardening. As you can see, the heat, the drought has really hit us hard. Most of our yard has gone dormant. The grass is just dead. And as Tim is moving the camera around, just want to show you, we've had people say we have a beautiful yard. Well, actually it's ugly. It is dead. And because of the struggle that we're having, we are not going to focus so much on plants outside anymore because we've come to the point where watering is just not effective enough. We're also using the shower setting on the hose, and that is not putting enough moisture into the leaves. Another thing you'll notice is that the pool level is low, so we're having to put a lot of water into the pool as well. And we'd rather be more water conscious than what we can right now. And so we are going to move into the aquaponics, and if you will come with me, we'll show up there next. Okay, we are back in the aquaponics room, and we're going to show you a few things just to my left here, your right. You're going to see some sweet potato vines that we had started. Now these right here were just vines. We had removed all leaves. And you can see how they're doing just in water in containers. So we are going to show some though that we've placed into the actual grow beds. And then these were some caladiums that ended up getting some water from a flood. Unfortunately, yeah, we did have a grow bed overflow. And so they've come up, and we're just trying to keep them wet and moist right now until we can get them actually in some containers. And what I'd like you to do is to join me for the strawberries. We're going to talk about those first. And Tim, if you'll move around, I'll come over here. Okay, now one of the things that I want to point out with the strawberries is that you can see a lot of these that look really good, healthy leaves, that sort of thing. And then you're going to see some that have curled brown leaves, some that look dry. Now, what I have found is that they are all putting out roots. They are doing really well in here. Strawberries do not like their feet wet, and I was a little leery of doing this, but it has worked out great. As a matter of fact, there's a couple over here. I don't even want to move this one because it's doing so good right now. It's directly under the water, and it is putting out some roots. It's doing better. I'll be able to get it secured very soon. The next thing that we're going to point out is this grow bed. Yes, right there. It has sweet potato vines and the grand bell peppers. The sweet potato vines, these again were put in just the vine. There was no leaves. We removed all the leaves. I think in a previous video when you saw us planting or putting these into the grow bed, we did leave some leaves on there, but later I came back and I cut them off because I wanted to give as much energy as possible to the production of roots. Well, it didn't take long, and these started producing leaves. Now it's to a point where we probably need to get these out and get them into some containers to contain their growth, because they're not going to do good with sweet potatoes in this environment. And then this one right here, you'll see our green, our grand green bell pepper. And you can't see it from this angle because they are small, but we do have two bell peppers started. Now these came from outside. You'll see this one, and there's one right there. We've got another one in another grow bed, but they were all small. They weren't doing good outside. We brought them in, and they seem to really like it in here. We've got ceiling fans going. We've got a dehumidifier going. So we've got air movement, and that is allowing for the pollination process to take place. Tim, if you will step around to the other side. Okay, this is the project for today. Been working on these. These are other cuttings. All we did was we took the vines as we were harvesting the sweet potatoes, cut off all of the leaves, stuck these in the glass jars. I was going to put these in the grow beds, but we couldn't get new grow beds started in time, and they started rooting. So now we have, I think we counted around 40 to 50 vines already started. Now the idea is here, we're going to keep these small so that in the spring, when it's time to start planting these, we should be able to cut off any of the branches that are started, start more roots, more plants, and then have more to go in the ground. My goal is for us to have 150 when we start the spring. All right, well, that's all that we have on the strawberries and sweet potatoes and the progress that they're making. I want you to stay tuned, and upcoming is going to be another video that we do, and it's to explain how these got to be like this. And you see these in this bag, and an idea that I have for these, because we've got to get these planted. They're trying to grow. We want them to grow, but we'd like for them to grow in the aquaponics system. So stay tuned and be on the lookout. We'll be notifying you.